So a few days ago, NBC's Regina Waldrop, everybody knows that name, everybody knows the face. Her face probably just popped up in your head. She covered, and I'm saying she did a thorough expose on Tiffany Henyard, the people's super mayor. She did a whole documentary, like from start to finish. I'm talking from day one, where Tiffany said, okay, so we're going to do things a little different. That's how she started on day one. To the present, they cover this entire thing. She obviously does it through NBC, and we're going to go ahead and check this thing out, man, because they cover a lot of things that we may have known. They cover a lot of rumors that are talked about. They clarify a lot of things, and they also cover a lot of things that me personally, I did not know. Specifically, the whole Vegas trip, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. But anyways, people, it's a long one. Grab the popcorn, grab the beverages, grab whatever you need. This is definitely a banger of a video. And just have a good time, man. Drop your comments below, all the conspiracies, all the ideas, all the people who don't agree with me. I want to see what y'all are saying. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. We're trying to get to 45K before the end of the year. We can do that shit. We really can. But I love you guys. I'm out of here. Welcome in, everybody. Hold on, let me bring this down. But I'm talking a fully produced, deep down, like expose type documentary. This shit is lit. So we're about to check this shit out.
I
State your name.
Tiffany Aisha Henyard.
I thought that
That's what the Tiffany Henyard stands for. It's Aisha. Yo, we got new nicknames incoming. From now on, I don't want to hear nothing, Aisha. Don't tell me shit, Aisha. The fuck? I'm not trying to hear all that shit, Aisha. Fuck you talking about? Aisha out here feeling herself. That's what happened. That shit's hilarious. I guess I never paid attention to the A in her name, but that's funny. She looks like an Aisha. Let's do it.
she state your name.
Tiffany Aisha Henyard.
I thought that she is the girl. She can change this thing.
She had a vision that was...
Now keep I'm about to no. I'm about to blow my herb everywhere. Listen, these are former like supporters. You know what I'm saying? This lady has flamed the fuck out of her before. In this documentary, we're gonna see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of reoccurring people, if you will. Let's continue. Let me shut up. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna dig into it.
It was just of hope.
I thought, yeah, it's great to have a young person, and she's real energetic, and her song and dance is really catchy. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. And so many other people felt the same way.
And it was something different, something new, something.
That weave is weaving, baby. Listen, I like, it's cool. A little weave here and there, a little wig. That shit cool. You know what I'm saying? Like what do you call it? The burlesque singers and shit. They got their little wig and shit. They look cute. You know what I'm saying? But if that's your whole identity, man, fuck me. My black queens, we could do better. We can do better. I need to see that natural, but let's do it.
That can give the community hope. I thought that she was the best thing that can happen for Dalton.
And that's a good thing. It turned out to be a bad thing right away.
A new twist in the political drama in South suburban Dalton.
We want better in our community.
Ask them questions, they don't answer.
Too much stuff is happening in Dalton.
But
this is what it's come to for us.
You need to go. You don't protect us. Unasked.
Jedediah be trolling, bro. That Jedediah Brown, he be trolling. He be trolling the whole internet, low key. I be watching him. You know. I be peeping game. He be trolling the whole internet sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
At sea.
You
on people's tax dollars. You want to stand here and keep attacking people?
Their complete refusal to even consider letting us in on the numbers, what was being spent, who were they being spent with.
All of the lawsuits against Tiffany Henyard.
You had lawsuits, subpoenas.
My last memory was me waking up in his room.
Did he sexually assault that woman? Did he drug her?
Damn it, you gonna answer, and you gonna answer me.
Hey, out of order. You out of order.
You know, that shit would have been great. I wanted to see what would have happened because Andrew Holmes hit him with the "Come on, bitch." Check it out.
Damn it, you gonna answer, and you gonna answer me.
Hey.
Come on, bitch. Bring it. Come on. I could see him stiffly raising his hands. Come on, bitch. I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you. Man, he would have washed his old ass. I'm just being real. Your boy Jedediah would have. Come on now, Andrew. You're not 20 no more. You're not 30 no more, Andrew. You know what I'm saying? Chill out, big dog. Anyways, Dolores, thank you for the $2 with the big super chat, man. Big super chats in the chat. Thank you, Dolores. I appreciate you for coming out late night. This has me crying already. Man, this shit's about to be good. I told you I couldn't watch it because I would have already thought all the things to say. So I was like, fuck it. Let's just watch it on stream right now. Let's do it.
Out of order. You out of order. You out of order. Hey.
This administration, you go to jail.
Even though they turn the mics off, we will continue working on behalf of the residents.
What happened to Lori?
Lori will get answers.
And the FBI know. They know everything you doing.
She really felt that she was invincible.
If you want to have a little cat fight, we can handle this back there.
You know, they said, fuck it. We're doing a whole, they were like, yo, this is really paying the bills. We're going to run a whole fucking documentary on her. We're going to, guess what, guys? Big picture. Tiffany A. Henyard. Hour-long documentary. Everybody in the room, they were like, that's numbers. Hey, write that down, right? That's numbers, right? That's numbers. I swear to God, they're milking the shit out of this, and I love it. This shit is great. Who gets documentaries written after them? Celebrities who do terrible things to children and women. That's one. Mass murderers. That's two documentaries. And then we got Tiffany Henyard. They made a documentary on a shitty mayor. Maybe politics too. So we'll give her the politics route. It's just funny that they made a whole thing on her.
So if you could just give us an amount, I think that would help with our discussion and making a decision.
We don't have a problem with giving you an amount, but this is why sometimes people have to follow the leader. Because sometimes the leader is the visionary.
Yes.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Quiet.
The leader is the visionary. Sometimes people can't see
Yes.
down the tunnel.
Yes.
So sometimes this is why people follow
No,
people.
sometimes we're just dumb as fuck. Let me shut up, bro. I swear to God. Sometimes we just be dumb as fuck, bro. Like, how did these people even survive? How did they not just die before even making it to the meeting without Tiffany Henyard? The real question is how is the city even run when they're not in the gracious presence of Tiffany A. Henyard, you know? How do we even make it? It's like my mommy at fucking 9 years old. How would I survive without her? You know?
So I'm just throwing that out there because everybody got an opinion. Just said I can't see.
Thank you, man. Just get us that information. All right.
So
What's
all
up,
I
Carlos?
need is just try to tell you what the vision would possibly be.
Not the
Appreciate you,
typical
Carlos.
way an elected official, especially a mayor, would run a meeting, but this is the way the government is run by Tiffany Henyard.
Type shit. Let me stop. It really is the way it's run.
I've been a reporter for more than 15 years.
My girl,
But for the
Regina.
past year, I focused a lot of my attention on the small community of Dalton. Dalton, Illinois is located about 20 miles outside of the heart of Chicago. Population, according to the last census, about
20K?
22,000.
22.
90%.
Nobody lives there. How are you having this many problems when nobody lives there? Let me not say it like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is not big city shit, bro. 20,000, but it's a world of problems. Can't find money that goes nowhere. We're juggling a few million. We're playing around with a couple million. Can't find it.
of the people who live there are African American. So even before covering Dalton as a reporter, I knew a lot about this community because I grew up in the nearby community, the community of Harvey. So when I think about Dalton, I think about Harvey and growing up there.
Wait, oh shit, this was, does she still have a gap? This is Regina at age 8. Ain't that some shit? Regina's opening up and shit. Okay, Regina, we see you.
And I think about my parents and what...
That's Regina's parents. This is Regina Aldrich, everybody. I hope I said her name right. Wild shit. Good combination, man.
Brought them to the south suburbs. It was opportunity. It was jobs. They moved from the city's south side and they said, this is the place we're going to raise our kids. It's safe here and it was affordable. They could afford to buy a house. And I think that was or is the draw.
Everybody, let's take a moment of silence for that statement. Let's take a quick moment of silence for that statement right there. Y'all heard the statement. Y'all heard it. I'm not even going to point it out. Let's just take a moment of silence for that.
This is the place we're going to raise our kids. It's safe here and it was affordable. They could afford to buy a house.
Ain't that some shit? Really? Did they just work normal jobs? They could afford a house? What? No. Never. No, you're lying, Regina. You're telling me lies. That shit, get the fuck out of my face, Regina.
And I think that was or is the draw for a lot of African Americans who want to leave the city and head to the suburbs.
How many years have you lived here?
35 years.
Nice.
34 years, as a resident of Dalton.
25. It's been a good 25-year run.
What's up, Holly? I appreciate you for
the
coming out.
most part, up until maybe the last couple of years. What brought you to Dalton?
A combination of things. We had just gotten married. My wife and I just got married. We were looking for a house.
That
this
Pepsi
house
drinker?
kind of spoke to, especially.
I want to see a younger picture of him.
Spoke to my wife, Camille. She really loved it. When we first moved here, we used to be able to walk all around here and ride our bicycles on the, over by the schools and the parks and whatnot.
Let's see a young picture.
Dalton was really nice. It was still clean, a nice, safe area at the time when I moved there.
But here's the problem with Dalton and some of the neighboring communities around it. They're underserved and there are a lack of jobs and a lack of industry. So you have a lot of people moving these communities for safety and for these resources that just aren't there.
Somehow some bullets did find their way into our house. Not in, but around our house.
Your house was shot up?
Yeah, the bullets were up there. That bullet told us that was from the dope dealers, I'm pretty sure. My wife, she heard it. I was asleep.
But yet you stayed.
Yeah.
Of course, I would stay. Shit, you got me fucked up if you thought I was about to leave. Especially if I'm that old and I've been living there that long, you got me fucked up. Shit. I'm gonna buy my own shotgun. I'm gonna buy my... Fuck that. I get it. Why? I feel them too. But, I bought that shit.
Running.
You're proud of your house. It's a very lovely home. You're proud of this place?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the projects. I grew up in Robert Taylor homes. So this is utopia for me.
Dalton has been in the news a lot lately, but I want to take you back to 2021.
Hi, I am Tiffany Henyard, and I am running for mayor of Dalton.
She was a Dalton.
Doesn't that shit just sound like your high school, like your high school? Who's doing that? Like a cheerleader team, or like it's just like she's just learning the world, bro. She's like in her 30s during this time. Like, bro, what? All people aren't the same. I'm just saying. It's just the speech. It's the speech for me, guys. It's the speech for me. It's so robotic.
I am Tiffany Henyard, and I am running for mayor of Dalton.
She was a Dalton trustee.
And I am running.
She grew up in the area, went to Thornridge High School. People thought she was the change this community needed.
She wanted to bring back unity in the community. So she wanted to make sure that she bridged the gap. She did a lot of knocking on doors, did a lot of trying to, talk to people, making those connections with people, just trying to make sure that she is the people's mayor. She did that.
She even went around to residents who had some issues with her. And, I know a couple of people who were like, I don't know. But she, assured people that she would work with her team.
I figured some young people.
Exactly. There we go. Sunday. That's why it's like she ran for class president, but she's like when in high school you ran for class president and you nominated people, and this is how it always worked. Let me know if it worked the same way for you. You nominate the person who you seriously think is going to be a good fit for class president, and then you nominate your friends and a dumbass for fun. And the class clown, because why the fuck not? And let's just see what happens. Nominate so-and-so because he's funny. Nominate him. You do that. That's what it feels like she is. She feels like the joke of a nomination that accidentally got to be mayor. It's like, oh, fuck, we accidentally got the class clown in office. And they can't even pay their rent. That's fucked.
Needed to get in there and get their feet wet with the politics of everything.
But as a trustee, she butted heads a lot with the administration.
They're not on the agenda. We're going to go forward. We're going to go forward with today's agenda.
But I'm asking you that so that I have clarity for next time when I have agenda item.
And she would bait the last mayor into an argument. Then they would go back and forth, and she would just blow stuff out of proportion.
I was asking next thing on the agenda, items on the agenda.
Next thing on the agenda is citizens' address.
So whether you were Team Tiffany or not, pretty much everyone can agree that she was something different for this community.
She gave us hope and belief that she was the person that was going to come in and basically help Dalton. And we believed it. We really sold into her vision.
At the time, I think she believed in her vision. I mean, because when she was breaking down what she wanted to do, she showed me this big calendar of events that she wanted to do.
Wait. Hold on. Why is this face just Tiffany Henyard's former chief of staff? That's why the face is, that's why it's clicking for me. What happened? Wasn't she on Tiffany's team like 5 minutes ago? Bro, Miss Dr. Nikita Cloud was literally 10 minutes ago on Tiffany Henyard's team. Like literally 30 minutes ago, she literally just took the Tiffany Henyard pin off. You see what I'm saying? If we see if we see Keith Freeman on this documentary, I'm about to lose it. I remember her. She was just there an hour ago. Anyways.
And belief that she was the person that was going to come in and basically help Dalton. And we believed it. We really sold into her vision.
At the time, I think she believed in her vision. I mean, because
ma'am, you still on the other team. Who are you? She was. Anyways, I don't trust her. That's all I'm saying. But she sure turned on Tiffany. Don't trust this one. She was just on her team a minute ago.
She was breaking down what she wanted to do. She showed me this big calendar of events that she wanted to give back. She wanted to give away gas to residents, all of that. So I was under the impression like, okay, I think this young girl is onto something.
Cap.
She had a lot of energy, I tell you that.
Cap.
And I wanted to make sure that the vision that she had come to fruition because Dalton deserved it. That's one thing we deserved.
She put together what she called her dream team. Okay, now, on this team, you have Trustee Jason House, Trustee Kiana Belcher. And on this team, you have Trustee Jason House.
Fail.
Trustee Kiana Belcher.
Fail.
And the village clerk, Allison Key.
Fail. They all turned hard against her. Hard. Like, abruptly to the left. Or to the right, whichever direction you want to turn. But they turned.
All these people are on the same ticket. So they all believed in Tiffany and what she wanted to accomplish.
We had tremendous hope. The fight for people was what was being sold. And you see that level of energy and passion. And you think, okay, this person has to be for the community.
I believed in this person. I ran on her ticket. She lets everybody know.
I was personally reluctant to do it. But I wanted to see our community get better. So I agreed to run on this ticket because I knew Jason, I knew Kiana. These were great people. And I said, if they're on this team, then I can get on this team.
So she wins the Democratic nomination, Fast forward to April 2021, she becomes elected mayor of the village of Dalton. She's the youngest mayor at the age of 37.
Don't say that, Regina. Don't say that to... Shh. She might pop through your fucking window like the Kool-Aid man and say, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor, the youngest mayor, here to talk to the youth. You say that shit too loud, she might pop through your shit. Drywall or concrete, she might be popping through that bitch. Hold on, let's back that up real quick. Be quiet, though. Turn your volume down when we listen to this.
She's also mayor of the village. April 2021, she becomes elected mayor of the village of Dalton. She's the youngest mayor at the age of 37. She's also the first black female mayor.
Once she became the people's mayor, she didn't do what she promised.
After I went to a few meetings, I saw a boy that we ever screw up.
So a lot of people...
Bro be dramatic as fuck. I like him. He funny. He's the guy to go hang out with. He'll tell you some crazy shit on the street side. He'll tell you some wild shit. You'll be thinking about that shit for a month. He's the type of guy to tell you some crazy shit. She has a whole video discussing... Hold on, fuck. It went away. She has a whole video discussing why she left. Okay. Well, 000. I know exactly who you're talking about. I'll go check it out. I want to hear that explanation.
People accuse Tiffany of misusing village funds, and it really started the day she was sworn into office.
Good evening.
Oh God.
Good evening and welcome to the
I wish I was around for
the
this.
Honorable Tiffany Henyard, the first female and the youngest mayor of Dalton.
The village paid for it, up to $20,000.
You know, Dalton is not Chicago. This is a small community. Was this a needed expense?
And I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office. The duties of the office
of mayor.
Of mayor.
The minute the inauguration took place, it was obvious that ordinances were not going to be followed. And then the bills started coming in at the very first meetings. And they were like, well, you're not allowed to spend this, and nobody has approved this.
As you go down Sibley and you see those banners, plastered all down Sibley, and we haven't even paid for them.
Let's talk about the craftsmanship. You know, they say do your job, you do it right. Them some sturdy banners, that's all I'm going to say. It's the craftsmanship for me. Whoever she hired, shout them out. You know what I'm saying? Whoever, yeah. At least they look sturdy. You know, you wasted some fucking money on nothing. What does this sign say? What are we seeing? What are we understanding right here? So we look up, we're driving. Mentor our youth. Youngest female mayor of Dalton. What the fuck does that mean? What am I supposed to do now? I'm going to just find the closest child. I don't know the child. Fuck it. I'm going to come and mentor you. Don't worry, parent. I'm here to mentor your child. Like, bro, like, yeah, it was a waste of money. It was a waste of money.
Who in their right mind? If you go to other towns, you might see billboards.
Look at this shit.
In their right mind.
First black female of mayor of Dalton. Women and girls. The fuck does that mean? Women and girls? Women and girls? First black female mayor of Dalton. Empower. Women. Oh, empower women and girls. You see, I can't even read the shit, bro. It says empower women and girls. All I see is women and girls. You know, I didn't even pay attention to how fucked these signs were to begin with. Look at the blue running into the blue. Look how neat that looks.
If you go to other towns, you might see billboards and banners, but it's of heroes and things like that in the village. It's not everywhere you go, you see the mayor. It doesn't matter where you go. Her picture is plastered all over the village of Dalton. That's outrageous. And that's money being spent recklessly.
No,
Once
that's
again,
the Tiffany Henyard
we're
way.
We're paying for that.
Jason,
you're just a fucking hater. That's the Tiffany Henyard way, okay? We're going to give the gas away and fuck the budget. That's the Tiffany Henyard way.
And I had a conversation once, and Jason's remark was, well, I talked to her, let's give her a chance.
I,
state your name,
Jason House,
having been duly elected to the office of trustee.
Now, one thing I will say, everybody's like, oh my God, Jason House. Oh, Jason House is so noble. Jason House is Jason this, Jason House. Listen, first of all, I'm going to say it from here. It's all politics, so everybody's backstabbing vampire energy-sucking demons. That's how I see it. Maybe there's a few good souls, but I can't see them. I can't find them. I can't see them. I don't know them. In politics, listen, they're all sharks in my opinion. I think House knew she was a fucking train wreck. Let's not even put that on his name, but let's just do a theoretical, right? Let's say House knew that she was a fucking train wreck, just a crash dummy. Let's be real. You have a conversation with Tiffany, you understand her intellect level. You understand it. Unless you're at her level, then you might think that she's this deep, complex person. You have a conversation with Tiffany Henyard, you understand her intellect level, right? So let's just say Jason House has a conversation with Tiffany A. Henyard, the people's super mayor, 3 years ago on a fateful night. They had a few drinks together, and Tiffany was like, yeah, man, I want to run for mayor. And House is like, I don't have what it takes. I don't have the popularity to win on my own. I'm a no-name. But you, Tiffany, you've been talking this whole fucking time, so I'm going to support you. I'm going to support you and back you. And then when everybody sees the blood-sucking vampire that you actually are, I'm just going to step right in. I'm gonna do the hours. I'm gonna go against you. I'm going to be the voice of reason. And then I'm going to step in. Listen, that's my big ass conspiracy. But I feel like House always knew he was gonna overtake her. He knew from years ago. That's my opinion.
been duly elected to the office of trustee.
I was on that ticket. I was asked many times to run for mayor, but at that time I elected against running for.
Exactly. You hear what I'm saying? He was asked to run for mayor. He was like, no, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. Don't worry, it's not time yet. I understand it now. It's not time. Now it's time. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
For mayor, my decision of who I supported for mayor, I greatly regret.
And I'm here to give my support and endorsement for Trustee Tiffany Henyard.
Yes, sir.
I bought into it hook, line, and sinker 100%. I thought that, okay, well,
Listen, it's smart. She will win. You know, in his brain, she's definitely going to win. Let's see the thing play out. Let's see the thing play out. He's been there the whole time, bro.
Board, work with your board. We're going to make sure all of this happens. And to see that it was live.
We were all very excited.
What's up,
so
grilled
we were
cheese
thinking
and
this is
mayo?
going to be the youngest board in the history of Dalton to make great changes. And we
What's
were
up,
excited.
Paul from England?
And then we realized that she had other things in mind.
What happened though? What was that pivotal moment?
When we went as trustees, when we went to add items to the
And Maureen, I've been seeing you in the chat. I don't think I shout you out. Shout you out, Maureen. Appreciate you for coming out.
agenda.
Maureen.
And they completely ignored us and didn't add our items to the agenda. And when we asked why they wouldn't add them, they just ignored us and wouldn't provide us with any explanation.
Why my minutes are not being put on this agenda to be approved, I do not understand.
We have a new clerk for the Village of Dalton, Miss Allison Key.
I've been a clerk for the past 3.5 years.
Describe those 3.5 years under this current administration. What's it been like for you?
Well, coming out the gate, I saw issues. And I tried to address them with the mayor, but she wasn't having it. And then those issues began to continue to progress.
Clerk, what are you doing? You're out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still.
And I love it's nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with age. But I just feel like Tiffany gets a little extra feel good by talking down to someone who's her elder. Again, it's position, you're at a job, it don't fucking matter. You do what you do. But I feel like she gets a little tickle from being able to talk down to her elders. That's just me. I could be talking shit, but yo, what's up, Cooking with Frank? In the chat, shout out Cooking with Frank, man. Everybody go subscribe to his shit. Hell yeah. The Late Night Crew. Shout out the Late Night Crew, man. Appreciate you guys for coming out. Shout them out, folks. Oh, we got 400 of y'all in here, man. 400 at 8. Well, it's my 820. It's probably like 10 some for y'all. Let's continue. Let's continue this shit.
And that those issues begin to continue to progress.
Clerk, what are you doing? You out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking.
There's no need to slam the gavel. Why? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are you being so extra?
Those issues begin to continue to progress.
Clerk, what are you doing? You out of order.
Like, why'd you slam it?
Out of order.
Why'd you slam it?
Did I call the roll? Did
Who
I
was
say
yelling?
Call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop.
You're gonna beat her with it next. She about to beat her with the shit next. Yeah, give me your hand. Back in primary school, they used to tell you to put your hand out. They get the little yard. Y'all know the thing. She wants to smack her in the fucking hand with the yardstick. Come here.
Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
So when the mayor is constantly harassing me, I look at her as a small child. And why would I, as an adult, a senior citizen, why would I argue with a child?
Mm-hmm.
I too try to make points to understand, not just let her control the whole narrative, but I am not going to argue with a child. I raised 3 children. I have grandchildren.
Insane.
I don't argue.
But if
imagine getting flamed like that, and you the one thing Clerk Key doesn't do is argue. You notice that she might say a few things here and there. She ain't no pushover. She might say a few things, but do you ever see her turn full out like Belcher on her? Nah. She said she got too much dignity for that shit.
being mayor of Dalton wasn't enough, Tiffany also gets appointed.
And I'm not saying Kiana's doing anything wrong. They're the same. They're basically, I think Miss Belcher is younger. I don't know their ages, but I'm just saying, for someone like she said, nah, we're not doing that shit.
Supervisor of Thornton Township, which is the largest township in the state of Illinois, and it's legal. In fact, that's where her self-proclaimed title of super mayor comes from. Supervisor, and then mayor.
Fucking stupid.
Super mayor.
I can't stand when she says that. I really want her to look in the mirror.
Fucking stupid.
And look at herself.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And ask her, is that the face of a super mayor?
As mayor, she's in charge of all things Dalton. As township supervisor, she represents 17 different communities that make up Thornton Township.
One person is getting away with doing crazy stuff to an entire community and then now an entire township.
I originally started on to work for her as her publicist, and then the young lady who was
I
her...
don't know about this one, bro. I don't know about this one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know about this one, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people see the light.
Chief of staff quit, and then she offered me the position.
Village of Dalton chief of staff. What chief of staff? Chief of staff. Chief of staff for a mayor? What is that? A chief of staff for a mayor is a senior level staff member who acts as a primary advisor and administrative manager to the mayor. Is her advisor, overseeing the day-to-day operations of the mayor's office, coordinating with the city departments, managing the mayor's schedule, and ensuring the smooth implementation of the mayor's agenda and policies, essentially serving as the quote-unquote right hand of the mayor in running the city government. So basically, she's Tiffany. Okay, all right, you guys stopped. She stopped working for her years ago. Whatever. But basically, listen, okay, whatever, fine, cool, fine, I'll leave it alone.
As chief of staff. So, I made sure that, all of her events were in order. Her messaging was consistent, things of that sort. So chief of staff essentially is nothing more than a publicist.
What's her name
for
again?
the mayor.
So why'd you leave? What happened?
So my father-in-law became gravely ill.
Okay.
And I had to travel on weekends to go see him in Michigan. I'm under a lot of pressure, and my health was starting to take a toll.
Oh, she was a bitch
so
to
much
her.
so I had a heart attack.
Oh my God. Oh, wow. I bet you Tiffany didn't even care.
Do bingo at one of the senior buildings on Good Friday in Dalton. My blood pressure, I asked one of the nurses to check. It was insane.
She had from stress, no doubt. It's because she don't look unhealthy. Damn.
I called. I said, I have to go to the hospital. Went to the hospital, confirmed I had a heart attack.
You had a heart attack at one of her events on Good Friday.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You call your boss, Tiffany Henyard, you tell her this.
Actually, she didn't answer the phone. I ended up having to tell her security detail that I had to go to the hospital. I come back, you know, like it was maybe 2 days later. We have a meeting, and she said in front of this meeting with several people that that's not an excuse to call off of work.
Type shit. Fuck that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had a fucking heart attack, big dog? What did Andrew Tate say? Literally, Andrew Tate said some shit hilarious. I know people have their opinion. It was like, you had a fucking heart attack? Go smoke, you know, get up, smoke some cigarettes, do some push-ups. Get back in the game, come on. Literally, she literally did the Andrew Tate. I swear, hold on. You guys, and Andrew Tate was, she literally embodied the Andrew Tate. This is literally Tiffany A. Henyard, the people's mayor, your super mayor. This is her. She just doesn't have balls, but this is her.
But if you're my friend, you just can't be a pussy. Well, I had a heart attack. Get the fuck up. What's wrong with you? Go hospital later. Have a drink. Cigarette. Cup of coffee.
Cigarette.
Get back in the game.
Get back in the game. Like, what the fuck? The fuck you talking about? Like, cigarette? Cup of coffee? Get back. You can't be a fucking bitch, bro.
Actually, she didn't answer the phone. I ended up having to tell her security detail that I had to go to the hospital. I come back, you know, like maybe 2 days later. We have a meeting, and she said in front of this meeting with several people that that's not an excuse to call off of work.
Type shit.
Next time, take my blood pressure medicine.
Don't do that shit.
You know, all of the trustees have their pictures up inside Village Hall. You can see them.
I would have quit, you know? I would have quit. You know. I would have quit after that one.
Except for one. And the reason being is Tiffany Henyard had her picture removed.
We have the Honorable Trustee-elect Kiana Belcher.
Wait, I completely phased out. I never understood the whole picture thing. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let's do this again.
Next time, take my blood pressure medicine.
You know, all of the trustees have their pictures up inside Village Hall. You can see them. Except for one. And the reason being is Tiffany Henyard had her picture removed.
Why?
We have the Honorable Trustee-elect Kiana Belcher.
During this administration as a trustee, because this is my first term, no, you're not being respected and you're not able to do your job. So my picture is not on the wall because I put her on blast. And when we came back from over the holiday, I'm sitting in the board meeting, look up, and I'm like, oh, my picture's not on the wall. I ask about the picture. Nobody seems to know what it is. I waited a couple of days, asked the employee.
Do it at the
meeting. And the employee's like, oh, yeah, they took it down. And every time she walked past, she kick at it. Disrespect, absolutely.
Not the desecration of the corpse that she just conquered. Imagine shooting somebody, then you come back tomorrow and you just shoot the corpse again. That's the type of time Tiffany's on. She go crazy. That's on some petty shit right there. She can't even see you kicking it. She can't even see you disrespecting her. Fuck. She probably spit at it sometimes too. That's why she got her little picture with her nice little picture on her nice little desk. I love it. And you know why? You know what's funny? She got all the screen time. Tiffany Henyard's all about, you know, her, me, my. It goes Tiffany Henyard and Kiana Belcher. But why Kiana Belcher? Because her fucking picture is always there on the desk. So you wanted to cast her into the shadows. Now everybody wants to know, why does she have her fucking picture at the front? I love it. Everything she does is just an L. Tiffany's a fucking L. A loss. Loser. You know, loser.
Absolutely. But as long as I'm an elected official, I should have my picture on the wall like everyone else. So now I bring my picture.
I love that. That's a great picture right there.
to the board meeting and sit it on my podium and let people know I'm still here.
But she's mayor.
And she's a petty mayor.
She has that statement that she
Dumbass.
constantly makes.
And most of y'all wouldn't even be a trustee if it wasn't for me backing you.
If it wasn't for me. You heard that hesitation? Did you hear that hesitation? This was back in the day before she really stretched her wings. It's a little hesitation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it wasn't for me, listen to it.
And most of y'all wouldn't even be a trustee if it wasn't for me backing you.
If me, that's all in the past. Don't worry. She she beefed up since then, but that was her. That was young Tiff, not young Tiff. You know what I'm saying? You know, that was halfway Tiff right there.
No, the people put those trustees there.
She asked them to run on her ticket because she knew that the community loved Jason House. They loved Allison Key. They liked Kiana, and they were all go-getters. And they did better in the polls than she did.
There were
House literally said it's not the time yet. I wonder if he just really didn't want to do it. I feel like that was strategic. He was like, it's not the time yet. They will love me after this. They will talk about me after I come and save the city. You know, on some Dr. Evil shit. I don't know. Maybe that's just how I be thinking, but I feel like though, why would you be a trustee under her? If you felt like you could have won, you would have done it. That's how I'm thinking. He said, I can't win yet. I'm gonna let her go and fuck it all up. Then I could come in. I'll have way more popularity by then. And what does he have? A lot more popularity. He put in the work. He put in the hours. Everybody realizes he's not fucking moron when everybody starts screaming and yelling. You know what I'm saying? Now it's an easy win. I feel like at first he wasn't gonna. Well, he felt like he wasn't going to. So let me do this little trustee situation for a minute.
people, you'd go to their doors and they would say, I'm not voting for her. I'll vote for you. Yeah. But I'm not voting for her.
She would not have gotten as far as she did had they not supported her, because the people like that. They like those people.
Well, let's just start from the beginning. We were locked out of Village Hall.
You don't have keys to the Village Hall?
No, we do not. We've never had keys. The clerk had keys, and then they changed the locks.
And the mailboxes
Nobody
were
has
outside,
keys. Lovely.
So they could not come inside.
Most of the time, they don't even give us most of the mail until after the fact, but the mailbox is outside. So it's a sense of entitlement. It's like the mayor is holding the Village Hall as her house.
She got inaugurated,
That's
and then
North
she
Korea.
had her first board meeting, and her very
I'm sorry, guys. Over there is North Korea, Dalton, Illinois, Korea. That's the name of it over there, and that's the what do they call Kim's Palace and shit. That's the good place. I don't know what the fuck they call it. They call it some stupid shit, but that's for sure. That's the headquarters.
first board meeting, after they said the Pledge of Allegiance, the first thing out of Tiffany's mouth is, we're going to do things a little different. So she changed citizens' address to public comment.
You come up, you say your concern or whatever your question is, it will go to the appropriate department head. That department head will handle it, and they will respond in writing through email.
So with citizens' address, you speak and you ask questions and you get answers. And actually, citizens' address will come after the actual meeting, voting and all that. So if people had questions about things that they heard or wanted to talk about during the meeting, that will be the time. She changed it from citizens' address to public comment, and public comment is a little different. You just make a statement and no questions are answered, no back and forth or any of that.
There's been no work.
Oh. What's the difference though? So if you have a statement, you have to answer?
Questions and you get
through email.
So with citizens' address, you speak and you ask questions and you get answers.
Okay, no shit. All right, so she couldn't even handle that. That shit started getting too hot.
Back and forth or any of that.
There's been no work done. You ain't
Shit
been
got too
over
hot.
on our block. The street is split. There's water. People had.
See, I'm coming in late. I just thought that's just how shit was done. I found it kind of counterproductive. Why are you just screaming at the mayor and they just don't tell you nothing? Okay, next. Okay, next. You're a piece of shit. Why aren't the houses being blah, blah, blah? Okay, next. My daughter got denied a license for blah, blah, blah. Okay, next. Shit's crazy.
Floods in their basements, coming in their backyard, into their house. You've done nothing. You don't care about nobody but yourself.
And they do it at the beginning of the meeting now, so she can get it over with. And then people, you know, have to listen to her speeches and all of that good stuff. So what she does during public comment is she'll just put her head down and she won't listen to anything. She won't acknowledge anything. You know, I've seen mothers of murdered children and people who've lost.
She's like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I'm not listening. That's literally what she's doing, like a fucking child. Like a spazzed out child. You ever see them little shit face, them little asshole kids that they just turn red and they just shut everything. Shut the fuck up. That's Tiffany, literally as an adult, a grown person, an adult doing that shit.
Family members in Dalton, she'll put her head down and she will not even acknowledge that the person is there because she doesn't like what they're saying.
So after a few
Naturally,
months of this,
of course,
you have
that's what you do.
residents, you have trustees, you even have the village clerk. They are raising red flags, but now they want to take action.
I'm an attorney, long time.
How many years?
I'm in my 52nd year.
What's your involvement with Dalton?
We were
Fuck. 52 years? Well, shit. Okay, sir. Well, damn. You don't even need to read the books for the references, really. You should just know everything to heart.
the village attorneys.
What's up with
for
Jim
12
in the
years.
building?
When Tiffany Henyard was elected, we got fired, and we were hired by the majority of the trustees as legislative counsel.
With all them damn books.
And we were hired
all them damn
by
books.
the majority of the trustees as legislative counsel, which means we represent the majority of the board, which means we represent the village of Dalton. After the people got a bit of a taste of the government that they had elected in Tiffany Henyard, residents asked the trustees, what can we do? And the trustees asking us, what can we do? At that point, the only mechanism that we saw was a recall.
But Tiffany wasn't having that.
To all my residents in the village of Dalton, y'all make sure y'all go and vote no. To all my
Dalton residents, today is the day to show up and say and show out by letting your voice be heard. Vote capital no to the recall. ... My love, hard work, and commitment to Dalton speaks for itself. Kissy, kissy, heart, heart. Let's continue our progress and rebuild Dalton back together. I need your support. Strong emotion. Strong emote. Polls close at 7 p.m. today. Vote no, 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 no. The recall. Jesus Christ, bro. Shit is crazy. This shit just gets your blood going, right? This shit just makes you want to show up and show out at all fucking times.
residents in the village of Dalton, y'all make sure y'all go and vote no to the recall because my work speaks for itself.
Bert, what is a recall?
A recall is a mechanism to allow people of the specific unit of government to take back what they've done. In other words, someone was elected, they're not doing the job that the people think that they should do, they're allowed to go to the ballot and recall them, get them out of office.
I remember
we got Mary and a Jim as mods
we're like, why
today.
you don't do recall? Because we could see where it was headed.
Where did this idea come from originally? Was it the board or was it a group of residents?
It was both. It was residents working with the board who said, what can we do? We're going down the wrong path. We devised the two questions, and they both made it to the ballot without challenge.
They made it to the ballot?
Yeah, made it to the ballot. No one challenged it. Made it to the ballot, and the election proceeded.
And I remember when the day of the recall, it was hot. Everybody's been in the sun all day. And then the numbers start coming back and we had won it.
The numbers showed almost 2,000 people voted yes for the recall mechanism, and almost 2,000 people, 1,960, voted yes to recall the mayor. 2 questions, both approved.
So a majority of voters support recalling Tiffany Henyard, but it doesn't happen. Why not? It's thrown out by a state appeals court.
They found fault with the wording in the questions.
What the fuck? How do you find fault in the wording of Damn. Okay, it's just gonna be a backup type of stream. What was the question was just a regular question. Damn, that man, I couldn't be a lawyer. I'd be so frustrated all the time. I would never sleep. Let's do this again.
And we had won it.
The numbers showed almost 2,000 people voted yes.
So the question, they didn't even show us any question. Did they show us the question? No. They never showed us the question. Well, now we need to see what the question was. I'm going to let this play. I'm going to see if I can find it.
They found fault with the wording in the questions.
They'll probably tell us right now.
Even after knowing what the results were, the court found it was too confusing to be on the ballot, and it didn't have the correct wording.
Damn, well, that's a bitch.
Voided the results of the
So is
election.
the court saying that the voters didn't know what they were?
Yes. Didn't know what they were voting on, basically.
It was
yes.
too vague. So the question was so vague that the people didn't even know what they were voting on. And then, okay, so I think this is it. I think I found it. Tiffany Henyard lost. No, this is not it. Well, I mean, this is nothing sensitive. I think I could show you guys this. So, who fucked up? Whoever wrote that shit needs to get fired real quick. Fire that guy.
The people, even back then, did not believe that she was fit for this role. You were recalled. It didn't go through, but you were recalled. And a lot of people seen it back then. But the judge, the systems just did not allow it to happen.
This opinion was absurd. It took away the voice of the people. And look what we have now.
After she won that recall, she felt untouchable.
And I just want people to understand, I'm happy. Leave me alone, because I am.
I watched her.
Oh, she shitted on everybody. Tiffany Henyard recall ballot. She shitted on everybody, man. I'd hate to be a trustee on that damn board because she was, shitting on them. Going crazy. You know that Nicki Minaj song? She probably was playing that shit. If you know, you know. She was probably blasting that shit. Shit. What can you say? You just gotta sit there and get shitted on too, because fuck. Oh my God. If she wins mayor again, they deserve her. That's all I'm gonna say. The people deserve her if she wins that seat again. We're not even talking about Thornton yet. If she wins that mayor seat again, them people deserve her. Because that shit is crazy.
Turn into a monster.
Nothing y'all could do about everything y'all try to do to me. Guess what? Failed.
After she won the recall, she put a sign around town saying, "I'm your forever mayor," which pissed a lot of people off. And after that, it was all downhill.
I love it.
You
Chapter
need to address
2,
what happened.
they have chapters and shit, because they do good research and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They got the little PowerPoint, they got the chapters and shit. Shout them out, man. Who the fuck? I think it's W some shit. It's not even W. It's NBC Chicago. Out here doing the documentary. Chapter 2, what happened in Vegas? Let's do it.
Happened in Vegas, and you have been silent, and that's not gonna fly. You know what happened in Vegas. You know what happened.
A lot of people ask me about Las Vegas. Let me take you back to May 2023.
Fun fact, I think I've said before, I don't even fuck with Vegas like that, bro. I think it's because having a lot of family there should make you want to stay there, but it's like having a lot of family in Vegas, I was always in Vegas, and man, coming from Belize to Vegas, it was like moist hot to dry hot, and Vegas was just always hot because I always visited in the summer. I don't even fuck with Vegas like that. I don't gamble. I don't smoke cigars with a gray beard and have like hundreds of dollars to go and gamble. What else do you do in Vegas? I'm not into prostitutes, so those two things are out. I don't do cocaine. Those are like the three most fun things to do in Vegas. So, it's not really my thing. Oh, and nightclubs. Fuck no to the nightclubs. So those are the four main things. But I guess like the water shows and shit are cool, and like, the city's cool, but I prefer LA. I prefer LA for sure. I prefer LA. I don't really like Vegas.
Tiffany Henyard takes a group of 13 people on a trip to Vegas for Economic Development Conference.
It's cool though.
Among the people on
It's
that
cool.
trip, her assistant.
I got hella family. If any of my family members are watching this, I love you guys so much. It has nothing to do with y'all. I love you guys. You know what I mean? It's not y'all. It's just Vegas.
Fania Dukes. One night, Fania goes out to have drinks.
Rob said I'm missing out. Man, maybe. I don't know. We can check it out again. I be going back. I be going over there,
The village official, and that's when things take a turn.
Let me back this up. I paused it so much. Okay, and go.
About Las Vegas. Let me take you back to May 2023. Tiffany Henyard takes a group of 13 people on a trip to Vegas for Economic Development Conference.
13.
Among the people on that trip, her assistant, Fania Dukes. One night, Fania goes out to have drinks with a village official, and that's when things take a turn.
Shit.
We in the most dangerous areas at the most dangerous time at night.
If there's a crime scene in Chicago on the west side, south sides, if there's someone grieving, hurting from a shooting,
we are just concerned about the child right about now.
Andrew Holmes is the person who was...
Listen, man, there's a fine line between the virtuous man and the fucking predator. And I'm not even gonna go as far as calling him a predator, but he did some predatorial shit. I can't even say that because the suit was dropped. The police dropped everything. So let's just say we can't even say allegedly. Let's just say he seems like a slimy fellow. Like he would be into he would seem to be a predator, He would seem like one. I don't even know if that makes sense, but you get what I'm saying.
Always there. He's standing there with grieving families. He's holding their hands.
Like, that could be a side hustle right there. The grieving families, a lot of grieving, sad, vulnerable people. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between if you're just this amazing man or you like these grieving people. I don't know.
He's walking them through the process as they try to talk to media and find out who did this to their loved ones. He was always there. And he also happens to be an elected trustee in the village of Dalton. And according to Fania Dukes, who was the mayor's former assistant, Andrew Holmes assaulted her on that trip in Vegas.
You can say that. Nearly 1 year after the trip to Las Vegas, Fania Dukes released a video sharing her story.
I deemed him the Uncle Drew. Like, I gave him the name, and it went all the way down to the mayor calling him Uncle Drew just regularly. That was just his name, because he made everyone feel comfortable. I've even been in places by myself with him, in cars, wherever, by myself, plenty of times before ever anything. And he's never gave me an inkling of he'll harm me, will make a pass at me. He's never done any of that. So yes, I deemed his Uncle Drew, because now I feel like if I step out of here and how I know that you fight for these other people, these other victims and all of that, you have my back. I'm pretty sure I'm safe if I'm with you. And that was the relationship that he allowed me to take from him.
So on the last day of the conference, before everybody heads back to Dalton, there's a big dinner. And then after the dinner, Fania goes out for drinks with Andrew Holmes. What happens after that is detailed in Fania's lawsuit. It accuses Tiffany Henyard of retaliation, and it accuses Andrew Holmes of assault. Here's what the lawsuit says. She started to feel disoriented, blacks out. She woke up the next day in his hotel room. Physically, she was experiencing some discomfort, but she attributed it to her menstrual cycle. She didn't believe Trustee Holmes would have engaged in any inappropriate activity, and she never had any romantic or physical interest in Trustee Holmes. That same evening, Officer Byron Miles received a call from Andrew, who then began describing his exploits from the trip. Many of us...
See, this is the one part that makes me kind of raise my eyebrow. First, I think I may have read that she was on her cycle or something. So that just makes her more of a fucking weirdo. But anyway, I mean, fuck, bro. Like, Jesus. Like, you're in Vegas. Go, you wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? Like, relieve yourself. I'm not promoting any of that. I'm just saying, if it comes to that, but what was I gonna say? This is the thing that I always found interesting was that Holmes began describing a host of his exploits from the trip, many of a sexual nature. What they're talking about is him talking to that other security police guy. Why in the fuck would Andrew tell a police officer that shit? I don't care how buddy you are. You're in your 50s. You're a grown ass man. You know that you don't tell law enforcement some crazy shit like you know what I'm like, what? Oh yeah, I did this shit to the bitch. Like she didn't even know it was to the police officer. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And if that did happen, then what the fuck? I want to know what the police officer / security, whoever was with them, is really up to for him to think I could tell him some shit like that. But it's all like, the police couldn't find enough evidence and they couldn't press charges. So, obviously nothing happened. So, I guess we'll never really know.
Sexual nature. Officer Miles said Andrew then called him on FaceTime. He said Andrew had...
Why the fuck would I call this policeman? Hey, I just did XYZ illegal, horrible shit to this lady. Really cool, right? Doesn't make sense to me. I never understood that.
Shirt off and appeared to have exerted himself. Andrew then panned the camera toward a bed, and Officer Miles said he could see Fania Dukes in the frame, partially undressed. He says Andrew then moved the camera to various private areas of her body, displaying them on the screen and at times removing or moving articles of clothing. Officer Miles said he couldn't even tell at that stage whether Fania had consented or not, or was even capable of doing so. So after returning to Dalton, Officer Miles then calls Fania and tells her Andrew had unprotected sex with her in Vegas. So there's a meeting the next day where Fania explains what allegedly happened with Trustee Holmes. Tiffany reportedly told Fania that if this information were to get out, she would be ruined. All that she worked for, lost. She told Fania she'd take care of it. Trust her. Days later, Fania was put on unpaid medical leave. She was later fired.
She manipulated that young girl. She saw Fania is a young girl that's full of fight. She's beautiful.
She's have that.
Smart. She's talented. And
they reopened the case, AG. They reopened it? I'm going to have to check it out then.
Tiffany saw an opportunity to use her as a fighter. And then she left her hanging at the worst moment of her life.
Fania looked up to Tiffany, almost like a big sister or an auntie. And remember, Tiffany is the one who brought Fania on that trip with her.
She took me under her wing. It was like mentoring. It was like learning different opportunities. Like I said, she was trying to coach me to let me know that this is the game. Like that's our favorite. This is the game. I'm teaching you the game, and I want you to be able to have opportunities that I had because I am the first Black woman mayor of Dalton.
All that stupid bullshit.
You could be the one taking my seat. Like that was just one of those things that she always wanted. She always wanted to elevate herself, and then elevate people under her, which was what she said that she wanted to do.
So when this young lady allegedly gets assaulted on this trip in Vegas by an elected official, she goes to Tiffany, thinking, hoping that she was going to help her. But instead, she gets fired. And she says the entire thing gets swept under the rug. And of course, when residents start learning about Fania's story, they start asking a lot of questions at every board meeting.
To hear what they did to Sister Fania, to see them cover that stuff up, to hear that story.
Andrew Holmes, you're going to answer me, and you're going to answer the Dalton citizens. You work for me. My taxes pay your salary, and you owe me and the other citizens of Dalton a statement.
Residents are outraged, so they turn to a community activist to try and help them get some justice for Fania. So at one of the village board meetings, that activist, he tries to get some answers and ends up getting arrested.
Did you rape that woman? Did you put something in her drink? And damn it, you gonna answer, and you gonna answer me. Promise you that.
Hey, out of order, you out of order.
I like how he got up all stiffly.
Answer, and you gonna answer me. Promise you that.
Hey.
He gets up like, yeah, put him up. The way he put his hands up too, it's like, bro, they not fine like that no more. They really out here throwing hooks and shit. He's doing the put him up and shit. He's like, nah, I don't know, this one might not be for you. You might want to sit the fuck back down with them stiff arms. Them shits looking kind of slow. They're not looking like they're gonna connect too much. I'm just saying.
Out of order, you out of order, you out of order. Hey.
He was charged with a misdemeanor for resisting arrest.
This guy.
The next morning, he was released from jail.
It's an honor.
He didn't need to do all that. He didn't need, like, you know what I mean? But, you know.
It was an honor, and it is a privilege to have stood at that podium and demand an answer. Yes. And I'm going to tell you, this didn't scare me. I'm only going to get louder. We're going to get our answers, and we pray that the FBI and the police department of Las Vegas...
Mojo said, old Andrew has a razor. Hey, I wouldn't put it past him. He probably do some fucked up shit. He probably would. He probably would throw some acid in your eyes or some shit. He's a slimy one. You know what I mean? That one's a slimy one. Be careful with Andrew.
Give us our answer soon, because it's been going on far too long. But Fania, I got your back.
As for Andrew Holmes, he was fired from his job as a crisis responder, but he wasn't fired from his job as a village trustee. He has not been criminally charged.
What's up, Shadow?
And declines to answer any questions about this investigation and about the allegations that Fania has made against him. And as for Fania, she isn't backing down in her fight to get answers, so she came to one of the village board meetings and confronts Andrew herself.
Why would you do that? And if I'm lying, all these people right here, all the cameras, her, all these people, tell them I'm lying then. Is
that long ass fucking thumbnail. What's the point, guys? To all my long thumbed men out there, why? I can see if it was your pinky. You do coke? Okay, I get it. What's with the thumbnail? Do you scoop it with your thumb? Nasty ass. I don't get it. Look at that shit. It's like he's got the acrylic shit, the extendo shit the girls be having, but that's his nail though. That shit probably stink, and it's yellow. That shit's anyways.
Why you've never said anything? Is that why you disappeared as soon as this came out? Is that why? I'm supposed to be scared of you?
But you also have the trustees, and they want answers. So they vote to bring in someone, a special investigator. Who's that someone?
What do you use it for?
The former mayor of the city of Chicago, also a former federal prosecutor, Lori Lightfoot.
People in this village want something different, want to go in a different direction.
Trustees hired Lori Lightfoot to look into Tiffany's spending habits, how she was using taxpayer dollars, and to find out what happened on that trip to Vegas.
The residents of Dalton deserve nothing less than a government that is fully accountable, responsive, transparent, and effective stewards of your precious tax.
Miss Lightfoot's been real quiet ever since this great announcement. I'm just saying, Miss Lightfoot. You know, not that I've lost all faith in you. Just saying, the town spent some money on you, so do something. Just saying.
Tax dollars.
Tiffany tried, though, everything she could to prevent this investigation of her from happening.
You know, it's veto power. So how
It's
dare you
veto
think you can come
power.
in someone's town?
You know those jets, the VTOL jets? That's how it sounds when she says the veto. I think about the VTOL jets. Crazy shit. Look up a VTOL.
Investigation of her from happening.
You know, it's veto power. So how dare you think
You hear it? It's the same thing. Same.
you could come in someone's town and start working or doing something, even though we sent something stating it's illegal.
Even turning down Lori's mic at a meeting.
Trustee House. Aye. Trustee Holmes.
So Lori comes into one of the board meetings, right?
Lori's
Tiffany
over
does
there
not want to
chilling.
let her speak. So then Lori wants to address residents, and she goes to the mic, and it's suddenly cut off.
What I will say is that it's an honor to be working on behalf of the residents of Dalton. We have not rested while
You was once a mayor too. You should not even be disrespectful like that.
anyone to stop us
That's sad.
and obstruct our ability to get to the facts.
Everybody's saying the second one's coming out in January. All right, we're gonna stay tuned for that, for sure. I wonder what she's gonna come up with. I feel like we're gonna find everything out before she drops the report. She's gonna drop the report, and we're gonna be like, "Yeah, we knew that, Lori. We knew that, Miss Lori." But we'll see.
Mike's off. We will continue working on behalf of the and we will give you the
Working like you didn't do nothing. Okay, y'all done?
Did you catch what Tiffany said?
Okay, y'all done now? Y'all done now? I love it. Just unapologetically herself. That's the one thing you could give Tiffany, man. Real talk, no jokes. Unapologetically herself. She ain't changing for nobody, even if it's to her own detriment. Even if she should change, she not changing for nobody. Okay?
She is trying to shut Lori down at a meeting. She doesn't even want her to speak.
You was once a mayor too. You should not even be disrespectful like that.
But despite Tiffany's best effort, this investigation, it continues.
You should not even be disrespectful like that.
A challenging investigation, to say the least, because we have not received the level of cooperation from the mayor and her team that I would have hoped.
In front of a large group of residents, she presents her findings. And she basically says Dalton is drowning in debt.
As we mentioned, the general fund is used to account for the majority of the village's day-to-day operations, including payroll and vendor payments. The village's general fund was in a net deficit position.
But that wasn't always the case.
In, I believe it was 2016, Dalton did fail to pay its municipal bond debt. But then after 2016, it cleaned itself up and was actually in very good shape going into the pandemic and going through the pandemic. But now, of course, its financial status has gotten a lot worse.
Where the village started as of April.
That's crazy. Imagine finally bringing your shit together and then Tiffany comes through and fucks it up. That's wild. So your new car, you know? Oh, let me drive it. Boom. Fucks the whole fender up. Now you fix the car, but it just don't drive the same. It has that little squeak on it. You know she fucks shit up. And honestly, when this is all over, we're definitely going to look back at Dalton a few years down the line and be like, how is Dalton post Tiffany after the happening? You know, the Henyarding. After Henyard ran through that bitch. How are you guys doing? Are you guys recovering? Are you guys all right? Is everything good? How much you paying on your taxes right now? All right. But yeah, it's sad. That's our favorite word. It's sad. You know, it's sad. It is sad.
22 with positive of $5.6 million in the general fund, and where we are as of May of
It's like we came out of the pandemic and then we started fucking up. But then maybe we could blame some of the pandemic on this. Let's say Tiffany didn't exist maybe the pandemic would have had some sort of an impact on this, but I don't know if it would have been this bad. Let's not say it would not have been this bad.
2024, which is a negative 3.65 million.
So at that same meeting, Lori drops another bomb, and it's about the village's 6 credit cards.
We want to highlight a couple of credit card purchases.
She comes over for a party and breaks something really expensive. Never invited again. That shit's funny. That happened at my house one time. It's hilarious. I feel like that happens at a lot of people's houses. That's like a staple event. You bring your wild friend over and he just fucks some shit up. Now your parents just hate him. Let's go.
You're having the same reaction that we did when we saw that.
Lori says one credit card has more than $40,000 in charges on the same day to Amazon.
Jeff Bezos was throwing money in the fucking trash that day. He said, fuck it. We ball today, boys. Get another Ferrari yacht. I don't even think those exist. I think they're Lamborghini. Get another Lamborghini yacht. Tiffany's going crazy on that Amazon shit. Let's go. I know he probably, what does he make? Like $4,000 a minute or some shit. He felt his pockets move up to like $5K a minute. He was like, ooh, Tiffany's on that site again. He felt that.
The village does not have an Amazon account.
He felt that
These
shit.
are somebody using one of the credit cards and charging these amounts using your tax dollars.
The struggle for transparency in this village government, it is real. But it took Lori stepping in for residents to finally get some truth.
It's a bad place when you have accounts getting frozen. You have over, I think, 10 to 15 FOIA lawsuits, which that's just not turning over information.
Imagine
While
just
Lori
not
was looking
getting the
into
info.
Dalton's finances and what happened in Vegas, federal officials were also looking into things.
Imagine just not getting it. You just do the federal legal process. Nah. Fuck you. You know? I don't want to hear no FOIA. The answer is fuck you. You know? Crazy work. Wild shit. Wild work.
Copies of grand jury subpoenas from an attorney very familiar with Dalton. These subpoenas requested financial records, personal records, and disciplinary files from the village and the township.
Investigations take as long as they have to take. Lawyers have to dot every I and cross every T before they do an indictment. That's not the way to preserve financial stability in a community. It's really through state intervention.
The federal authorities, as you may know, are involved and investigating. I've read that. I think that's a public piece of information. There is an investigation that's been called for, and now I know there was a veto that was overridden that will now allow that investigation to go forward with former Mayor Lori Lightfoot in charge of that. I think that those are two pretty good authorities for looking into this, investigating it, and getting to the truth.
You don't want to touch it with a 10-mile pole. No fucking thank you. That's the problem with all these motherfuckers out here. I'm starting to notice. I watch Hannibal's videos a lot. I'm starting to notice a lot of people out there in a lot of people out there in Illinois, a lot of the politics is kind of fucking, mind your own business. And it's probably like that. It's probably like that everywhere. And he just brings light to it in his city. But yeah. He don't want nothing to do with that. He's doing his own shit. He don't want nothing to do with nothing. He don't know. He don't even. Who's Tiffany? Is it that black woman who's mayor of Dalton? Oh, they've got that. Don't worry. We don't want to talk. We don't even want to talk about that too long.
I was a little disappointed to see Governor Pritzker's reaction to the situation. That, well, we have Lori Lightfoot in there, and we have
the governor said no. I do not want to partake in that, please.
FBI investigating. That's really not taking responsibility. I mean, in the next few months, if it hasn't happened already, all of Dalton's financial resources could be looted.
The governor wouldn't have said
Polluted,
anything
that's the
if
word
that
he
reporter
said,
hadn't
he
called him
used.
out that day. Now, that's my belief on that. We don't matter to them. We're small fish. He's going to win the election. Our votes count, but he could win it without our votes.
When people say coming to save us, we just want them to do what they're supposed to do.
This is about wrong. People are saying that the higher ups won't.
Yeah, we almost at 44K people. Everybody subscribe. Hell yeah. 44,000 subs. You guys are the shit. We're almost there. I'm about to check it after this stream. Probably in the next couple days. If we do a couple good videos in the next few days, we'll get there.
Come for her because she's a single woman and a black woman. She's always playing that female card, a single female. There are plenty of single females, but this is and black single females. This is about wrong.
She's not even single.
And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Because you're black now, you can't be held accountable for other black people? Majority of Dalton is black.
She wouldn't play the single mother
didn't
shit.
suffer
You not
through
really
Jim
even-
Crow to get the right to vote, to get political positions, and then get in here and act like this.
And then every time you would oppose them, she would pull out the thing, y'all need to leave me alone. I'm a black woman, a young black woman, and yada, yada, yada. We got so many strong, dynamic black women, and for you to use them like that, first it made me sad, then I got pissed off.
It has nothing to do with shaming a black woman in power, nor shaming the super mayor, as you so infinitely
Best
call
live of
yourself.
the week. Thank you,
People
Jordan.
say, oh, well, white politicians
What's up,
have been doing this
Nicole?
whole time. That don't make it right. It was wrong when they did it.
I love my people just as much as anyone else, probably even too much. But the fact of the matter remains,
What's up,
we have
everybody
bad people
coming
among us,
in?
we have good people among us. If we cannot get together to deal with the ones that are really dragging us down, which I consider this administration is doing right now, then we have no hope. If all that person has to say, I'm black, you can't talk to me about that, that makes no sense to me. None whatsoever.
It doesn't register.
And people that fall for that, to me, they are not paying attention to what's really going on around them.
And I mean, she's doing it openly. This should be a lesson for anyone in politics or anyone who is voting. If a person is put in a position and they can do whatever they want just because they're an elected official, that's scary.
Oh my God, chapter 3. I forgot we were in chapter 2. That's how you know it's a good body. You know, I was just talking to somebody today about having a good story. You know, the beginning, you need that good beginning, but you need to carry it through. You need to have all that. See, I forgot I was in chapter 2. We got chapter 3. Okay. We're moving forward. Chapter 3, power to the people. I don't know if this is an ironic chapter title or if this is like, we'll find out. Title, power to the people.
So let me ask you this. When is the last time you've been to your community's village board meeting?
I'm making late night carne asada. Dude, I'm so fucking mad at you. I want some. So now it's chatty. That shit is fire. Hell yeah. You can't be telling people that and not inviting them over. Don't worry, SJ. We appreciate you.
Or a city council meeting? Over the years, I've covered numerous meetings, but not like Dalton. There's no shortage of people who come to these meetings. And
That's
even
a
though
lot.
Tiffany has tried to use her power to block people from attending these village board meetings, on the day that they're
What's up,
held,
Chief?
they're there. But what they're up against? Barricades,
Chief in the building.
police, blocked streets. But residents still show up. And these village board meetings, they fill up fast. There's limited seating, and while they're going on, you can still hear the people outside. Sometimes they're banging on the doors and windows, trying to get their voices heard.
This guy is fucking everywhere. I swear to God, I might turn around and Jedediah is gonna be fucking in the shadows. You know he dark and shit. He gonna be in the fucking shadows and shit. Like, oh shit, Jed, what's up? I didn't even be realizing how much Jedediah be out there. Shout him out, man. Bro be everywhere. Shit. He might. Shit. You say his name 3 times, he might pop up.
Everyone really wants to be here, and they won't let anything stop them. One of those people, Vivian Allen.
I recognize her.
I was diagnosed in November of 2022 because I had a meningioma brain tumor. My brain tumor is like 80% of my brain. They said if I don't get surgery, I'm going to die. That's exactly what they said. I have 4 brain surgeries.
Damn.
So for me to be able to just be sitting here talking to you, I'm a walking miracle.
And she's just rocking it like ain't nothing. That's crazy, bro. Shout her out, man. I knew she said something about disability, and I was like, she looks like a strong woman to me. Damn. You never know what people are dealing with.
Ask any of my doctors, they will tell you that they're surprised that I can still even talk, that I can still even function as a 45-year-old adult, because nobody thought I would live. Every time I go to a meeting,
that's crazy.
I just get enraged because I just think about the lies that she told.
Sometimes she comes in with a walker, but she is very outspoken.
What about us? What about our fears? What about our tax dollars?
And she ain't nothing. She came back. That's crazy. That's crazy. Good for her.
I think about the money that she's taking from us taxpayers. I think about all the family members and friends that live in Dalton. So when I go there, my passion is coming from a place of Dalton. It's coming from a place of, this is where I grew up, and I'm going to come to every meeting. Until she steps down, I'm definitely coming to every meeting. And a lot of people say, stay at home, stay at home. You don't need to be at those meetings. But I do. I'm going to come and say what I got to say, but I'm going to look her in the face every chance I get, because Dalton deserves it.
The people who live in Dalton want what we all want. They want to be able to go to the grocery store, different restaurants, not walk down the street and see a bunch of blight and boarded up buildings and storefronts. They just want this community to be all that it can be.
Dalton was thriving. I used to come to Dalton from the city to restaurants. You had the steakhouse, you had the Baker's Square. We got nothing. We've lost our restaurants, we've lost stores, things of that nature.
Illinois needs better laws to, empower state agencies.
Mark Hoffey, policy analyst, Cato Institute. A smart guy.
To get involved when these kinds of things happen. Without that, we are really reliant on the public, and I've been very impressed with how people in Dalton have stepped up and provided really strong public comments. It's amazing how much research people are doing. I live in California, and I find that when I attend...
Shout him out. Fellow Californian, type shit.
And the public meeting, most people are very ignorant. They don't really follow the details of what's going on with the community. And yet here you have a lot of actively engaged citizens. It's very impressive.
We're talking about people who work their jobs, then get off and go to these meetings, mothers and fathers, people using walkers, senior citizens who are determined to get to these meetings.
In a sense, it's like they're there by themselves. And it's like, it's cool. And she's fucking that all up. She's turning it into where everywhere else is, I feel like. It's just kind of dysfunctional. Nothing really works. You got a community that actually gives a fuck. And that, again, he said it all. You don't really see that. Definitely not out here. People, if I were to ask listen, I promise you, if I go downstairs and I go down the street and I'm going to poll 3 people, so that means I have to engage 3 people on this walk. Easy. I have my dog with me. I should get I can't really show. I can show people's faces. I'm in public. I should get a GoPro. I'm going to get the dog. I'm going to walk her. I'm going to ask people like, hey, that might be a crazy video. I'm going to be like, hey, real quick, I'm from out of town. Fuck it, I'm lying. I'm from out of town. Real quick, something, who's the mayor? Whatever, who's the mayor? I bet you out of the 3 people, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people would get it wrong.
They're using their phones to share information.
A lot of people would get it wrong.
To keep
I
others
feel like
informed.
all of them might get it wrong.
These are some of the most informed people I've ever met.
You got retired people who have their homes, who own their homes, who live here, and they just want peace. I mean, it's no different from any area or any suburb in the South suburbs.
She kicked me out of the house. I can come over here. And sleep. When we came out here to live, you know, I had visions of, you know, kicking my feet up and getting a belly with the beer and all that. You can't do that. There's just too much stuff going on.
It's so hard to ignore. We got into this fight relatively late, less than a year ago. But there are some people like Sherry Hatcher-Britton, Mary Avant, and Valeria Stubbs who are bringing to light some of the things Tiffany was doing even before she was appointed township supervisor.
I just started questioning people and talking to people, and then when I started going to the meetings, they started getting more and more hostile.
Hold on, you out of order. If you want to have a little cat fight, we can handle this back there.
You can see Tiffany standing up at the Thornton Township meeting telling security,
Remove her. Remove her. Remove her.
Dalton is worse than the township because she's deputized the police department there. If you applaud for a public commenter, that's disruptive.
And you were clapping and you got kicked out.
Yes, personally.
Nah, to be honest, OG was probably clapping hella loud. I ain't gonna lie. He was probably doing too much. Knowing his personality.
Chief.
Do you get worked up at the meetings?
Yeah, it's probably too much. Probably too much. But I don't know. I just care so much about it.
See, he even knows. I told you, he even knows. He even knows he be doing too much. I swear to God. I said it before he said it.
By the police chief.
Do you get worked up at the meetings?
Yeah, it's probably too much.
It's probably too much.
Probably too much.
You know damn well it's too much, big dog. You know damn, but we love you for it. That's the best part is the too much. And the way he does it, he's an asshole. Like he might yell or some shit, but he's gonna get some asshole comment and it's gonna make you think about. You know Tiffany's thinking about his little tidbits here and there. He be throwing some shit to where it's like, hold on.
But I don't know. I just care so much about it. I hate bullies. I always have. I hate bullies, and I get impatient with people that let bullies do this to them. I just don't have the patience for that.
He gets mad at people for letting bullies. He gonna bully you for getting bullied. Stop getting bullied, little. No, let me stop. He's cool, man. He for sure. Man, Dan for mayor. You said that's his name? Dan for OG for mayor.
Stand up to this.
I continued this fight because nobody else would help us join this fight. And nobody else saw the impact that she was doing to Dalton. Nobody cared enough to understand what Tiffany Henyard was doing to our city.
You know, there's this big concern about the loss of local newspapers and hyper-local media. And it seems that social media,
Thank you, Summer. Shout out,
YouTube,
Summer.
People posting on X and TikTok, that is really filling the void, especially in the Dalton situation. And you're now seeing it, I think, in other cases of government mismanagement in Cook County.
Everything
So
live.
I think it's very exciting that the cost of being a social commentator and getting your voice out there is really going down. And a lot of people are taking advantage of that.
You've got YouTubers, people on Facebook, TikTok, doing what local newspapers used to do. They are the new crop of journalists focused on hyper-local issues and dialogue.
That is true. When I think about it, oh my God. Hannibal took all 3 spaces. Fuck. Hold on.
We're specifically are providing commentary, interviews, and coverage of those village board meetings, and you have people from...
God damn it, Hannibal. I wonder if they just searched Tiffany Henyard or no. He's probably he's the leader of the. Yeah, he probably. If it's not a major news publication, who's dropping it? Who's dropping it probably first? Hannibal. Damn, he took all them spots. If they search that shit and all of his videos popped up just organically, that means he's like king of that shit. Look at them going crazy. Hannibal got 541,000 views on that video. Insane. Shout them out, man. Everybody go subscribe. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I thought I was finna see one of my thumbnails, but nope. No, I recognize those thumbnails anywhere. That's Hannibal, all right.
YouTubers specifically are providing commentary, interviews, and coverage of those village board meetings, and you have people from all over the country consuming this information.
Got the comments going crazy. Got the comments going up.
But a lot of people now are united around getting our town back. And me and Kiana were not cool at all. We were not cool at all. We laugh about it to this day. But yeah, so it's uniting a lot of people in Dalton that per se weren't united before. That's the best thing that's coming out of this.
We've made a lot of new friends.
I could definitely see those two bumping heads.
That's one of the best things I can say about Tiffany. Her outrageous behavior has spawned a whole people's movement like we've never seen in our lives.
What's the lesson? What's the message here to other small communities, other villages, municipalities?
Jordan says she always up.
Take some inspiration from the citizens of Dalton who are acting as watchdogs. Look at the finances of your community. Look at how the town board or council is operating, and make sure that your tax money is being used wisely, because in many cases in Illinois and elsewhere, it looks like it's not.
Other people are looking at their towns that they weren't looking before. And I say, you could be next. You could be next. Don't think this can't happen to you, because we didn't think it could happen to us.
We already bad out here.
This should be a sign.
We fucked up out here.
Or a warning for people that this could happen to them too.
I think that the people that are in control of this, really, they didn't think that residents from Dalton would go, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? What is this? And we have to hold everybody accountable, because if we don't do that, we'll stay in this rut. And we just have to make sure whoever is in office, no matter who it is, we are not going to stand for another administration like Tiffany Henyard.
And that is exactly why one of her most vocal critics is running against her.
I'm here to proudly announce my candidacy.
I knew they were going to save him for the end.
But the reality is, another Tiffany Henyard administration isn't entirely off the table. Despite the investigations and the lawsuits, the super mayor is confident she'll be elected again, just as another embattled political.
Well, I think if we were just to think about the recall numbers, I don't know if everybody came to vote for the recall. I know it's probably going to be a bigger turnout for the vote to a mayor. But if the numbers show us anything, I think a lot of people don't want her in office. But it's close. But I think she'll lose. I think it shows enough people like together as a group don't want her in office enough to let them not have her. So we'll see how that goes, because that mayor thing, that's a whole different chapter. This whole Thornton Township is a blip on the radar. We'll see what happens, but either way this goes with the Thornton Township, we still have her mayor elections coming up. And boy, oh boy, let's see what happens there. We reached out to Tiffany Henyard's Tiffany Henyard's media team numerous times requesting an interview. They declined to answer. We did not receive a response. Andrew Holmes has also not responded to numerous requests for an interview. According to the village trustees, as of December 2024, Tiffany Henyard remains under federal investigation for the alleged misuse of taxpayer dollars in the city of Dalton and Thornton Township. The Federal Bureau of Okay, we gotta pause. The Federal Bureau of Investigation declined to comment. Typical. The Department of Justice did not respond to our requests for comment. The Department of Justice, I'm assuming they're talking about Vegas, which why wouldn't you comment? But if they're starting the investigation against Holmes back, if they're starting that back, then maybe they wouldn't want to comment on their information then. So they're talking about the FBI and they're talking about Vegas, I believe. Lori Lightfoot declined our request for an interview as she continues her own investigation into Tiffany Henyard. With both of these investigations still ongoing, there has been no official determination of misuse of taxpayer dollars as of December 2024. But then, like, what's even considered misuse? Like, what if you just used a lot of money on just the wrong things? And like, oops, my bad. We thought this would have helped the city. Like, you know what I mean? What can they really do to her unless she's really just stealing shit? Like, just. Is she that stupid to do that? We'll find out. Tiffany Henyard has formally denied the allegations Phinia Dukes made against her. Andrew Holmes has... Oh, Jesus, guys, slow down. I'm not a scholar like you. I guess that did take a minute. Andrew Holmes has not responded to the allegations made against him.
To you as both personal.
Lawsuits continue to be filed against Tiffany Henyard by several people, including former Dalton employees, the former police chief. Good for him, because he had to up and move for no fucking reason because of her stupid ass. Imagine going to, where did he go? Florida or some shit? Away from Dalton just because you needed the paycheck that you needed. Fuck that. I would please sue her. So they flood in, blah, 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 from former police chief, local business owners, her landlord, and more.
And in your role as mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you much. You sir.
Anytime. Appreciate it.
They sue me all the time, folks.
I get sued all the time.
They sue me all the
I get sued
time.
all the time. Y'all.
They sue me all the time. They do it all the time. Man, shout out Hannibal though, man. They had his shit popping on the shit. Wait, let's do the damn subtitles too. The credits, I mean, executive producer, Gab. Okay, I was just gonna say reporting, Regina. That's pretty much it. I don't know nobody else. Shout out the videographers and all them other people and all them folks out there at NBC and all that good shit. All the folks and whatnot. Now that shit was thorough too, man. That was a good ass fucking. That was a good ass documentary. I thought it was gonna be a little shaky, but that shit was solid as fuck.